This is the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast, a show to help independent UK-based HR consultants get a pipeline of perfect fit, high-paying clients without expensive adverts, time-consuming social media activities, or energy-sapping and monotonous networking meetings. I'm your host, Nick Poninski, author of How to Land Your Dream Client, a book which explains everything you need to know to get every sale and client you ever want. And if that sounds interesting, then make sure to grab your copy from the influential consultant website today. That being said, let's get into today's show.
Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants with me, Nick Poninski. Today, we are very lucky. We are joined by Ram of Riddlebox Limited, and Ram is here to share with us a very exciting tool I can't wait to share with you. And this is going to revolutionize the way that you create content for your audience. This is an absolute game changer. Forget about ChatGPT. This is next level. Thank you for joining us, Ram.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me, Nick. I want to mimic your enthusiastic tone. So I would say it's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, no, it's great that you are joining us, and as well because we met so fortuitously.
Yes.
So I met Ram. It was at a meeting. It was kind of like a networking meeting. It's part of our mastermind, and Ram was trying to balance a coffee and some cakes, and he ended up spilling his coffee down his shirt, and I was right next to him. And I was probably the best person there to be with you because I had a spare T-shirt with me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a true example of what humanity means and what being humanitarian means. You didn't think, you just offered a T-shirt. I mean, not the one which you are wearing, but the spare. So that saved my day. So there you go.
Yeah, because otherwise you would have been wearing a very wet T-shirt shirt for the whole day.
I know.
But hey ho. I was glad to help. It was no problem. But anyway, so you're here with us today, Ram. So give us the elevator pitch. What is it you want to share with us today?
I mean, I am the founder of Riddlebox. We have various tools to help companies improve performance through people, customers, or strategy.
Yeah.
And my background is AI, and I'm talking of AI when AI was not a thing. I got a master's in robotics, which I did it in 1991. That kind of gives you my age. So I've always been fascinated by AI, and this particular product that I want to talk about is around that. You know, everyone is using ChatGPT these days to create content, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's revolutionized the way you write content. But at the same time, what has happened is ChatGPT is going to give you an article or an illustration based on what you ask it to do.
Yes.
And we talk about prompt engineering and how we should be good at that and all. Not everyone is good at prompt engineering.
No.
I mean, we are all not good at everything, right? So what I thought was, okay, how can I help people who've got an idea to or a piece of wisdom to share, but don't have the time to write something, which makes it, it's frustrating when they see others' content, but they are not able to provide the content that they can because they don't have time. So I created this solution called PulsePoint. What it does is basically it uses one of your existing videos or one of your existing articles, or even captures the voice note of your idea and uses that to create content. Now I can hear the skeptics say, hey, how is that different to ChatGPT? Well, what I've done is I've actually created it in such a way that the prompt is basically, which I've used to create the solution, is roughly around 46 pages and growing. So what it does is it looks at the content, it analyzes it, and then it does a lot of research to the extent that it looks at the articles published in HBR, McKinsey, or Bain, and looks at academic journals. It creates an academic framework. Like how you would do a PhD, I have actually created the prompt. So your idea then goes through this engine, and then at the end of it, you get content which basically is very well researched, thoroughly written, and relevant. And what we are trying to do is get above the noise that exists in LinkedIn or any social media. So we are tracking the number of connection requests, number of conversations, number of shares, number of likes that your article is actually getting. Because if you want to enhance your business on LinkedIn, you need to be visible. And for you to be visible, your articles need to stand out. So that's what we are tracking also. Or the user can track it on their LinkedIn profile or any profile to see the impact the content is creating. So that's what this solution is all about. It's called PulsePoint. And I have been working with a few marketing directors and coaches and what have you, and we've been refining it. It started off basically as something that I wanted to use for my own content, because I have got around I can't even remember, around 200 to 250 blogs. Some are. So I thought, how can I use all this and repurpose it? And so that is where I started creating this. And when I shared it with someone, he said, oh, you should talk to someone in the US who can give you some insights, because he was a chief marketing officer for a big company. I don't want to name the company. And he looked at it and he said, yeah, I love it. Can you add this, this, and this? Then he said, you should talk to this agency. So one thing led to the another. And this has happened in the last 3 months, where we have developed the solution and we are about to go live. So what happens is your single idea can be used to create a content. If you're a coach, that it generates a report kind of a thing, where it generates 2 articles with one single idea, 4 LinkedIn posts, 1 LinkedIn poll, then strategic insights about the subject that you're talking about and your take on it, and then practical solutions, again, based on the subject that you're talking about and what you would suggest the readers do. Then it creates 30 tweets with 5 themes. It also creates, YouTube and Insta Reels script. So that is the first phase. Now we are also going to be launching something which goes with it, which generates the images also. So that's the next bit which people say, oh, we want to generate images because we have trouble or we don't have the time. So we're doing that. And now we are moving on to the third bit, which is about generating videos using the script that is created. So that is going to come soon. And the last bit is where we are actually going to use that article to create a podcast, where we are going to be integrating your voice or the reader's voice or the coach's voice, who will be answering the questions asked by an expert. So Nick, it's basically going to be you asking the questions. Maybe I might clone your voice and you could be asking the questions and everyone could be answering. So that's what we are creating. It's a holistic end-to-end solution that we have developed as a result. So hopefully that's clarified your question. I know it's a long-winded answer of what you do, but hopefully it's answered that.
No, I like that. That's good. It's very in-depth, but it's also very succinct, Ram. So, you haven't gone off on tangents. But I like that. I think effectively what you're saying is you, the user, whoever that is, me, you, the HR consultants listening along, they give one prompt and they get
it's not even
every
a prompt.
Piece of content.
It is not even a prompt. You don't have to write a prompt. See, you're an expert, Nick, in what you do. So you don't have to write a prompt. You say, let's say you get up from bed and you actually say, you know what, I want to talk about how to increase the business for sales, from a sales perspective for HR consultants. And these are the top 3 things that they are missing or they should be looking at. You just capture that as a voice note and you upload it. That's it. When you do that, the system analyzes what you're trying to say and then breaks it down to various components, identifies the core themes that it is you're trying to cover, and then goes back and does a PhD level research to come up with the whole thing. That's the beauty. You talk as an expert, or you write as an expert, or you share a video of you as an expert that is already there. You don't write any prompts. That's the beauty of it.
Wow. Okay. Simple. It makes creating content very simple. Is that right?
Absolutely. And we also track number of impressions, See, for example, before I started this, my posts would get, 10 to 100 impressions max in a week. Now, on an average, I get anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 impressions every week. And my connection requests, the last 3 months, I've connected to close to 700 people.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that is the impact. Now it's up to me to then work this to make it work, have conversations with them and then say, hey, can we actually talk and then see if we can do some business together? So it brings you to that level where you are connected to the right kind of people because they have read your content and they see you as an expert. So it makes selling easy.
I like that. No, that makes sense because I think we all know how important it is to create content, but I think we kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed about what to create content about, how to write that content, how to create that content. So this does all the heavy lifting for us, right? No more blank screen, no more overwhelm. Just what do you want to create content about? Boom.
What we've also done is we have actually written a prompt which goes and looks at, the local news published. Let's say in the UK, if you're living in, let's say, Hertfordshire, it even looks at news published in Hertfordshire on that particular topic, if there is one, and includes that into the content. So it becomes very location specific. So it is current. And the other thing which we have done is we have built an AI, detection prompt. So it really looks at what has been created, goes and verifies if it is written by AI, and then if it detects that it could be possibly flagged as AI generated content, it rewrites it. So we have spent quite a bit of time in looking at what are the things that AI detection tools actually use and use that to refine the content that is created. So your content comes out as much more authentic and your voice and tone comes out as a result.
That's awesome. I think that is the big concern as well. A lot of content comes out of ChatGPT is rather generic, unless you know what you're doing with ChatGPT. The content you get from it is, ChatGPT thinks, it does what it thinks is right, unless you give it the world's best prompt, in which case you will get a specific output, right? Whereas what you're telling us with your product, with your technology, you don't need to be as specific with the prompt. Anybody can use this tool. Is that right?
Exactly. All you do is come in as an expert, share your expertise, and the articles and content gets created for you just like that.
Excellent. Okay. So we get rid of overwhelm, we get all the content we need super quickly, and then people, as you say, they begin to know you, they begin to like you, they begin to trust you, which makes marketing easy.
Absolutely. You're establishing yourself as an expert. So we specifically introduced 2 sections, which is strategic insight and practical implications in the content which can be shared as a post, where we talk about what McKinsey's are doing and what you think it is, and then start inviting people to have the conversation with you. And a practical insight gives a very clear advice to the reader, say, this is the challenge, and this is my take on it, and this is what I would recommend that you do about this problem. Have you tried it? What do you think? So it always tries to bring a call to action or an engaging conversation. It invites people. So if you want to talk to, let us say you want to talk to me or I want to talk to you, I can post that and then say @ Nick or Ram, what do you think about this? Which means I get flagged and I respond. So that creates a momentum in the whole thing. So that's something which we have done, which makes it much more real and earthy, distinguishing you from the AI generated content.
Excellent. I like that. So we stand out from the crowd, we bring people into our world, we end up with more marketing and sales opportunities, and it's all done easily. Question, Ram, does the tool, I've forgotten the name of it. How it's Monday morning, I'm blaming that. What's the tool called? Remind me.
It's called PulsePoint.
PulsePoint, that's the one.
A point, it's. I mean, don't ask me why I came up with the name. It's basically everyone has that, moment of inspiration, which is a spike, and that means that spike. If you don't capture the peak, then you miss the true nuance of it. So we try to capture the peak and the trough of your idea, of your inspiration, and create something which is worthwhile. So that's why it's called PulsePoint.
Love that. Question, Ram, does PulsePoint, will it connect with, can I connect my LinkedIn account, my YouTube, my whatever, so that the content just gets shared with a click of a button?
At the moment, we are not doing it. We are going to be looking at this, but we are also speaking to companies like Buffer, where, Buffer is something which actually uses this. So we might, instead of us reinventing the wheel, we might partner with Buffer and then offer, our customers or clients the opportunity to schedule it there. But we are also looking into it much more seriously, because we've got another piece of advice or inspiration from someone who wants to, integrate the social media calendar as part of the offering, and then see how we can go from there. So for the time being, we are not offering that facility, but we might look into it in the future. Okay.
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier. This is my feedback for you live on air, because then you can just press publish and then it just goes out and then it's done. And that removes a little bit of effort.
Absolutely. So we are looking into it, but rather than me trying to do it, because then it involves connecting to multiple channels and all those things. Rather, one thing I've learned, Nick, is don't try and figure out what you need to be doing. Find out who can help you get there quickly.
Nice.
This has been my mantra. So instead of me trying to say, what can I do to connect to LinkedIn? What can I do to connect to YouTube? Who can help me do that? Maybe Buffer or Hootsuite can help me do that, which means they have all the APIs. I just plug in there, happy days. So that's what I was thinking. But
I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's, on top of the fact that PulsePoint is such an amazing tool at creating the content and making sales and marketing a lot easier, I think that's a really great point that I want people to reflect on as well. Like, not the main, thing that I want people to take away from this episode, certainly, but something very, very insightful there. Don't try and do everything yourself. Who can just help me do it instead? That speeds things along.
Absolutely. And it's helped me launch various businesses, do various things very quickly. I mean, look at what we have created in 3 months, not even 3 months. So that's the speed. So I knew what needs to be done. I knew who, is going to help me refine it. So I'm actually using them as anchors to get my feedback and bring in the product. I know what my strengths are. So it's leveraging that. And then, hey ho, we are here 3 months down the line talking about PulsePoint. So if I can create a tech product like that, offering a solution from a consultancy point of view, should be easier.
Okay, I like it. So, Ram, I think that's everything that we need to cover, unless there's something else that you want to mention. I think that's everything.
I want to reciprocate your generosity, Nick. So what I want to do is basically any reader who's interested in, or any listener in this case, not reader, listener, apologies, who wants to test out PulsePoint, if they can reach out to you, or I can give a link, they can use that. And then they can try out. And then if they like it, then we can talk about how we can onboard them and all. And of course, it's not going to be an expensive proposition. That's another thing. Price is going to be, I mean, I don't want to talk about price at this point in time because it's the value that it's going to create. But I can offer that content creation for a month for free. So they can actually use that and then create it. So what I'll do is I'll share some link with you so they can actually go there and upload. It'll be a common thing. So they just upload their content, or they could share their content. I can help generate it for them much more specifically. I can set up their account. It makes it easier. So then if they decide to use it, should they like it? If they like it, then it'll all be set up for them straight away.
Love it. Love that. That's a demonstration of power. Not only are we talking about how amazing PulsePoint is, you guys, you lucky listeners, you can all try it out for free. There will be a link in the show notes. Just click on that, go straight through to PulsePoint. Ram's going to set up all that technical stuff, or someone who he outsources that piece of work to. And away you go. You can go and create all the content you want. You can see how amazing this tool is. And yeah, thank you for sharing that link with us, Ram. That's really cool.
Absolutely no problem, Nick. No problem.
Okay,
Thank
excellent.
You. Yeah, thanks for having me on this podcast. It was really, really great, meeting you and speaking with you again.
You too, mate. You too. We will see each other in person in 3 weeks' time, right?
Yes. 3 weeks.
Excellent. 3 weeks' time. Okay, well, for those of you listening along at home, hopefully this episode was useful. You now know how to go and create all the content you need to get all the leads and clients looking at your website, looking at your services. It'll take you minutes. Click the link, try it out for free. If you don't like it, no problem, but you will like it because Ram has created an amazing tool. I can vouch for it. Click the link, have a little look. In the meantime, as I say, hopefully it's been a useful episode for you. And as ever, get marketing, because without marketing, there's no sales. And without sales, there's no business. So get marketing.
Hey there, and thanks for listening to the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, then please consider taking a minute to help us grow by sharing the episode with a friend or colleague, or by leaving a positive review on podchase.com. And make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming episodes if you haven't done so already. I've been your host, Nick Poninski, and if you've got any questions or you want to know more about today's topic, then feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be delighted to hear from you. See you next time.